All right, check it out. The V3 is finally here. Before I get into the video, just check out how gorgeous of a board this thing is. This thing is absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more psyched with it. This is really my first chance that I've been riding this thing past week. Absolutely love it. It's really sweet. Cannot wait to see some of you guys get your hands on these and hear the feedback from them. I think you're gonna really love it. This video, I can kind of chat to you about, if you have the V2 or if you've been thinking about the V2 slice, which is right here, what are the upgrades? What are the changes? Why is this board better than this board? So we'll start with the technical changes, what's actually different in the design of the two boards, right? For the most part, the V3 is gonna have a few main differences from the V2 that really is gonna optimize this design. It's gonna be longer and narrower, so dimensionally speaking, it's different. Longer and narrower per literage size. It's gonna run from 40 liters all the way up to 100 liters. And for example, this board here, 60 liter board, 5.0 by 21.5. This board over here is a 50 liter board, and it's 4.8 and also 21.5. So each size longer and narrower. Secondly, in terms of just the shape of the board, and this is gonna be true throughout the whole size run, is the rails are gonna be a bit sharper. You can see on this board, the rails are sharper than the V2 here, and they're also going to be pulled in and given more clearance to the rails, right? It's going to have a more optimized rocker line than the V2 throughout. Some more concaving, double concave up here on the nose here, right? And then the decks are similar, right? This one's going to be a little bit more recessed under the front foot. And then finally, you have the tail, which is, a more exaggerated version of the V2, right? It's obviously pulled in way more on the bottoms here. So that's the technical side of it. What does that do? Why does that translate into a better feeling board? In comparison to the V2, the V3 is just gonna release off the water so much easier. I think it's overall a more forgiving board for a bunch of different reasons. First of all, you don't have to work the board so hard to release surface tension when you're trying to get up and go onto foil, so you don't have to really hammer on the pump, right? This thing just kind of lifts itself up, hops on the plane really fast, and next thing you know, you're foiling with very little board input. You can keep the board relatively quiet while you're getting it up onto foil. That's super nice if you don't have a really dialed pump technique and your rhythm isn't perfect, and when you're trying to get up, it's just gonna allow you to have a little bit worse rhythm if you're having an off day or you're still trying to figure it out. Secondly, it bounces down and kind of skips off the water, super nice. Due to the sort of redesigned nose shape, it releases super well off the water, so if it's a little turbulent day or having some pitch instability or a gusty day with the wing, whatever, that's making it harder to control the pitch of your foil and you end up touching your board a lot, this is going to be way more forgiving than that, than the V2 was. So you're going to be able to keep your balance much better throughout any sort of hiccup along the riding. There's not going to be any sort of grab. The rails are tucked in, like I said, and then up top, right, even though it's a narrower board per size, the rail radius on top is still pretty small, allowing you to have tons of clearance on your deck up here for your stance. And a lot of people have different stances. Some people are super offset, and it just allows maximum control over the roll of the foil with this board, with the smaller radius deck, because it's narrower. So it doesn't actually feel like a super twitchy narrow board right? You still have a lot of control over the foil on a narrow platform board here, right? The other thing that's amazing for me, and hopefully for everyone else too, is the range of this board. You know, what you can kind of take it and go and do with it is really up to your limits. I've been out here in Maui for the past couple of weeks, really giving it a run for its money, and actually been lucky to have a variety of conditions to test it in. Everything from flat water and light winds to flat water and gusty winds to big waves, no wind, big waves, lots of wind, whatever you can think of. I've pretty much had those conditions these past couple of weeks. And this thing, I've been super impressed of, how it handles it all on almost the same foil every day, and obviously swapping wing sizes a little bit as the wind speeds change. But the range and variety of usage has been amazing. It really is going to be a one board quiver killer. Could not be more excited with how the V3 turned out. Really, really stoked for you guys to get a chance to ride some. I live in Hood River. We'll have a demo fleet there. If you're coming through, please reach out. I'd be happy to get you on one of these boards, or reach out to your local shops. They might have a demo option for you too. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up. Contact information is on our website, or you can comment below with any questions and we'll get back to you. Super excited to be announcing the launch of this board. Really hope you guys love it as much as I do. Cheers, and I'll see you guys out in the water.